Hey guys and gals, Undead. I want to talk a little bit about the X-Defiant beta that ended about an hour and a half ago. I put probably 8 hours into this beta. I ended it with a 6 KD and a 4-win loss, so I had a pretty darn good time. This game has potential, but it also has absolutely no staying power whatsoever. If you don't know what X-Defiant is, it is a shooter made by Ubisoft that uses assets in various locations from the games underneath their umbrella, and it uses assets from games such as Splinter Cell, Watch Dogs. There is The Division, there's Ghost Recon, and there's also the Far Cry series. And it's all in here. One of the maps is literally ripped directly from The Division 1. It's literally a city block from The Division 1, and all they did was made the building that is in that respective block accessible to people to run around in. It's an asset flip. But it's really, really fun. It's a pretty much like a hero shooter light mixed with Counter-Strike, mixed with Call of Duty, mixed with some other stuff. This game takes massive inspiration from Call of Duty, such as the gunsmith, the way the guns perform, and just the way that everything feels super, super heavy now. You don't zip around. You're actually reasonably slow when you're playing this game. And it also has the lack of weapon variety, such as the Call of Duty series now, because there's only 4 viable guns in the entire game. P90, the MP5, the ACR, and the M4. That's your basic 4. If you run one of those guns, you'll do just fine. I'm running it on a reasonably good rig, and I had no frame rate drops, nothing on my hardware side was having issues. Everything that I was encountering was actually in-game, whether that be textures not loading. They admitted sometimes that happens, and really bad hit detection. They admitted that there are issues, and they're going to work on it for the full release, or if we get another beta test. I'm cool with it. The only reason I'm playing X-Defiant is I'm not really playing Tarkov right now because I'm waiting for wipe, and I've done everything I want to do, and Destiny 2 is... It isn't. It has never been lower than it has been right now. Player morale is at an all-time low, so there's no need for me to play it. The last DLC, Lightfall, I already did a review of it. It sucks. This season, it sucks. There's nothing for me to grind for, so I thought, hey, let me play X-Defiant. And I found a really good time over the course of 7 or 8 hours. My favorite thing to do was snipe. Snipers are broken. They're absolutely broken. You can literally, it's like Call of Duty. They can be lighting you up and you can just pop and they're gone. Super, super fun. The spawns are very predictable, so you can really just get into somebody's spawn and just completely spawn trap them over and over and over again. I got multiple 2 and 3 man feeds back to back. I'd spawn right over there next to their spawn, and then I'd do it all over again and just keep the feeds rolling. It's very predictable. This game does have a lot going for it, but there's also some issues, such as some very overpowered weapons, and I've already mentioned those. The MP5, the ACR, the M4, and the P90 are all... That's your starting lineup right there for the best weapons in the game. That's all you need to use. If you have an ACR with... It doesn't even matter if it has an attachment on it. It's basically... You're golden. It's all you need to use. And if you use that one character class that has the spider bot or whatever it is, the little ability, if you don't know what style of game you're playing, like I said, it is basically a hero shooter with regenerating abilities and stuff like that. You have one character class that has an ability. It's a spider bot. You basically throw it out, and when you throw it, he says, hey, go hug some faces. And you throw it out, and it runs around the corner, and it latches onto someone's face. And the only problem is, when it does that, you're completely stunned and can't move, and you can't see. All you can see is little slits of light right out the sides of your peripheral vision. That's it. And did I mention that regenerates every 30 seconds? They have another one that is basically the cleaner class from The Division. You throw a firebomb at your feet, and you become a walking Molotov cocktail for like 6 seconds. It's annoying. They have another one where the ability is you basically get... like these goggles or whatever that allows you to see where enemies are, and you basically hunt people down with Sam Fisher's pistol. It's a one-shot kill. That's the problem. a lot of the abilities in this game, it's very ability spammy, which is what I was avoiding Destiny for, and it's right here in this particular shooter. It's kind of hard to compare them because one of them is a space magic shooter and the other one is a arcade style shooter with, like I said, hero elements. It's going to become an issue. Your grenades regenerate. It literally says like printing new grenade, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Grenades are actually really fun to use in this game because you can throw them a football field away. It's like Call of Duty. You're hucking grenades. It's crazy. And it's a good time. It's kind of hard to really say bad stuff about this game, but I'm going to have to. Some of the maps are extremely unbalanced. The spawns need some serious work, and some of the objective placements aren't really the best because one team will almost always have the advantage. The locations you're playing on, though, are actually really cool. You're not playing in some burned out town in like some dusty village overseas. You're playing in like a New York City block in like an office building that has an apartment complex right next to it, and you're battling door to door. Or you're playing in a plaza that has a burger joint in it, or like one of them is literally an arena that literally feels like it was ripped from a hyper competitive shooter. That map sucks donkey balls, by the way. It's a trash map. I'm sorry to say, a purely competitive made map. It's trash. It's trash. It's way too small, and there's way too many angles to look for. I'm talking about you're looking up constantly in a shooter that you're not used to having to look up in because most of the maps are completely flat. Hit detection, it's Black Ops 1 levels of bad. It really needs to be adjusted. I never encountered any lag, which is surprising for a Ubisoft game. And a Ubisoft and good game is kind of hard to say in the same sentence in this, like, decade. So if I'm saying it's good, it's pretty good. For a beta, for a freaking beta, there is potential here, but there needs to be some changes to certain things. Certain ability timers need to be either extended or just outright reworked. A lot of the weapons need to be reworked completely. The P90 has way too much range. The ACR and the M4 are way too viable for what they are. They're way too easy to use. And can we please get rid of the weapon customization system in games nowadays where if you put an attachment on it, it always has to have a negative? Like, seriously? Why is it if I put a grip on my gun, I'm punished, but I get more accuracy, but I'm punished with my ADS and running speed? That's not how attachments work in real life. An attachment in a grip for an assault rifle, a friend of mine has one. The grip weighs less than this mouse does. It's not going to affect my running speed. Not everything needs a downside. Just let it be like the old Call of Duties. I slap a grip on a gun. This is awesome. Or like in Modern Warfare, if you put a red dot sight on your gun, you got a sight picture, but you also lost ADS speed or strafe speed. Like there doesn't need to be a downside. Just let us put the attachments on and call it good. And considering you also have a variety of attachments that allow you to tailor make your gun, like certain barrels make your gun lightweight, you move faster, but you have less range and stuff like that. You don't have to get super complicated with it. There's already going to be one proper way to run these guns, like in Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 2019 as well. They had so many attachments. Every single gun had well over 50 plus attachments. You know how many they used out of all of those? Less than 10. There's no need to have all this variety and stuff like that whenever there's only one viable way to run the guns. It's unnecessary. It creates unnecessary balancing changes needed in the future, and it creates a meta straight out the gate, so there is no variety there to be had to begin with. There's only one correct way to run the gun. The modes, it's your typical FPS fare. It's stuff such as like an escort, similar to Overwatch, where you're escorting like it's something along the map, along a certain path. There's like a zone control, there's domination, there's their version of like kill confirmed. There's like a deathmatch mode, and there's an S&D mode. I mainly played the zone control mode, domination, and the one I think it's similar to, imagine drop zone or no, hardpoint. It's hardpoint. I basically played that because that was one of my favorite modes in COD history. It's always enjoyable. It's fun trying to predict where the next one's going to be. Once you learn the rotations, it's even better. I would love if every single time, well, every single game, it was random, not a set rotation. It would add a little more variety to something. I mean, how cool would that be, just putting just a random point out in the middle of nowhere where there's no cover and you're fighting for it, and then the next one you're basically in like, you're boxed in like a right angle of a hallway or something like that. Just make it random. That'd be kind of cool, in my opinion. But like I said, I had a great time with the beta. I'm upset that it ended. I was really pissed that it ended. But I'm going to go and play BattleBit instead until the full game comes out. Had a really good time with it. I'm absolutely excited for this, and I highly recommend you guys follow it and check it out. I'm not trying to like shill or just blow the company, because Ubisoft has done a lot of screwed up stuff in the last decade. But as far as this goes, this has potential, but it's unfortunate to say that it will have absolutely no staying power at all. But if you guys enjoyed this, a like and a sub is always appreciated. Check out some gameplay of X-Defiant. I think you might find it's actually really cool, and it's something different. I don't know if it's paid or if it's free to play. I gotta look into it. I know there are going to be cosmetics out the wazoo for this game, because they've already said that every character you have is going to be customizable in their own right. So that's how they make their money. And if this game is free to play, I'm 100% okay with that. I would be willing to play a game, and as long as someone's supporting it with cosmetics, I'm down. But that's it for now, guys. If you enjoyed this, a like and a sub is always appreciated. Stay safe, and I will see y'all later. Peace.